It is the new year, January 10th of 2026. Let's go ahead and get it started. We're gonna recap what I talked about on the 26th very quickly. I'm only gonna talk about the topics. Number one, we talked about how you only need 1 year to build a foundation for your life in 2026. Now, I'm not saying you have to have a foundation of money. However, at the very least, you can have a foundation of knowledge. Knowledge is free, knowledge is accessible, and knowledge coupled with execution will take you far in life. You'll be amazed of how much you can do when you use knowledge and execution and you implement both. And then you go out in the world and you just keep on producing action, 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 knowledge, learning it, action, executing it, making mistakes, experimenting. It's a whole cycle that you must do in order to find that one thing that sticks. Not everyone can do YouTube. Not everyone can put rockets in space. Not everyone can paint. Not everyone can build PCs. That's the beauty of life. We all have something. However, you will not find that something if you don't experiment, if you're not in the lab. A scientist does not do one portion of liquid, puts it in one machine for his first time, or a woman. They don't just put a portion of their liquids in on the first try and it magically works. It's not even possible. No, what they do is they experiment, they mess up until they find the exact one that works flawlessly. Number two, we talked about the path of working a 9 to 5 versus having your own business. Now, there's, like I said, if you go back to the live I did on December 26th, there are pros and cons to both. You have to choose, and this is the beauty about life. When you are an adult, you get to decide how you want to have your life be. If you want to work a 9 to 5, you are more than welcome to. If you want to have your own business, you are more than welcome to. However, and please understand this, there are pros and cons to both. So analyze and assess both. Now, we have 3 topics to talk about today. These are new topics. Number one, why being consistent is more important than being flashy. Number two, if you have a vision that's big, most will misunderstand you. And steps to start YouTube and be consistent. Number one, why being consistent is more important than being flashy. Guys, when you are consistent, when you are doing the boring and repetitive work, it pays off over time. Being flashy only looks cool for the moment. However, if you are consistent, if you stick to the plan, if you stick to the mission, even when it's boring, it will pay off long term. How are you? I'm good. How are y'all? How are y'all? Yes, and people will say that being consistent is boring. It's supposed to be boring because all the boring and un uncool work that supposedly doesn't work ends up paying off in the long run if you stick to it. Also, you will thank yourself in the future if you stay consistent now. What's up, Venom? Venom, I actually don't know where the other moderator is. I don't know where he's at, but hey, it's fine. But anyway, going back to why being consistent is more important than being flashy. Guys, when you are flashy, one, that you do your hair regular. Nah, bro, I really just pen in the middle, but yeah, anyway. Number one, when you are flashy, right? Depending on what type of flash you're giving out, you actually put unnecessary attention on you. It's actually not even good to be flashy in a way. It's too much unnecessary attention, too much nonsense that could possibly happen. However, if you're kind of in the shadows, if you lock in, if you stay consistent, you'll be surprised of how fast you can grow. Discipline will grow your life faster than any short-term flash ever will. I'm telling you, all you have to do is stick to it. And we are in a time now to where it takes 1 year to build something. sustainable, 1 solid year of learning, of having knowledge and executing. Two, and this ties back into my first point. Hold on, let me get this notification out. If you have a vision that is big, most will misunderstand you guys. If you want to be a streamer, if you want to be a rapper, if you want to be anything that is above the societal norms, people are going to misunderstand you because they've never seen anyone do it. I know there's been some people on TikTok, some people on Twitch who go to their parents and say, "Hey, look, mom, they want to be a streamer or they want to be the best artist." And their parents are like, What is that? Why do you want to be an artist? Why do you want to be a Twitch streamer? Why do you want to be a YouTuber?" Parents don't understand because parents didn't have these opportunities. Guys, there was one point at a time where parents didn't even believe gaming could pay you until Booga won the $3 million. Now parents' brains are like, whoa, you make $3 million off gaming? Exactly. Sometimes you have to give the kid a chance. Maybe the kid doesn't want to go to school. Maybe the kid simply wants to try something new. Try something that could change his life. So when you have a vision that is big, when you have one that is quote unquote extreme or stupid, people will misunderstand you, and that is good. If no one is misunderstanding you, that means you are being too small. You are thinking that your thinking is too small. You need to think outside of the box. You need to take a risk. Risk is what pays in the end. Strategical risk. Not doing anything stupid, not doing anything dumb. Calculated risks. That's what helps. I am Domi. We're in 2026. We must lock in. What is up with social media nowadays, bro? Bro, you want to know what's crazy? Social media has actually normalized this gooning stuff. What happened to the times where we talk about depth, we talk about wisdom, we talk about stuff that genuinely improves your life? Guys, there's no more of that bricked up stuff, no more of that gooning stuff. That stuff is done. Keep that in 2025. You're not going to improve your life if you are stuck on that mindset, if you're stuck on that frame. We don't do none of that over here. But yeah, guys, most are gonna misunderstand you. Most aren't gonna understand what you're doing, and that's okay. You don't need people to understand. You don't. Also, I made a video on why people will misunderstand you. Even if you explain yourself perfectly, even if you explain yourself to the max. Good homie said you're 35, you're just trying to be cool. There's no way you're 35. You have to be trolling. You gotta be trolling or something. Gotta be trolling. You can't be saying that at 35, bro. If you actually 35, you have to lock in, bro. I feel that you trolling, but if you're 35, lock in. Yeah, guys, going back to if you have a vision, and we could talk about this, guys, make a vision board, because a vision board is very important because you get to visualize, especially if you are a visual learner, have a vision board, but then have action steps with it as well. You are, well, if you're actually 35, then I will go in and tell you this. Stop doing that goonish stuff. Stop doing all that, bro. I know it's that social media stuff, but no one's trying to hear that goonish stuff, bro. But yeah, guys, just know that if people don't understand your vision, that you are on the right path, as long as it isn't stupid, and that you guys can do this. It's 2026. I believe in all you guys. Number three, steps to start YouTube and be consistent. Now, guys, I know we've heard a lot of stuff of how to start YouTube. You might hear you need a phone, you need this certain camera, you need a mic, you need a ring light. Guys, I'm gonna give y'all step by step, if I to start YouTube and be as consistent as possible. First step is to have stability. Now you're probably asking, what do you mean by having stability? Guys, make sure you have housing, make sure that your food's good, make sure that you don't have to stress about rent, about food, about taking care of your kids. Because if you have to stress about those things, then you cannot stay within YouTube long term. You must be stable first in order to have a foundation and to even build YouTube long term. Therefore, once you have that, then you can start YouTube. Now, there are two ways that you can make videos. You can either one, you are the niche, meaning no matter what you talk about, you're not tied into a niche. You can talk about whatever you want. Or what you the next DDG, appreciate it, man. So number one, what is this how this said picked up? Tommy, what is wrong? What is wrong with you, man? You need to you need to seriously assess like what you're even like what are you even talking about? It's crazy. Like this is social media nowadays, man. It's insane. But anyway, you're either gonna one be niche and independent or two find a niche. So that's the second step to starting YouTube. Now, number one, if you want to be niche independent, that means you can make whatever content you want. You can talk about anything, you can show anything, lifestyle content, cooking content, and you will be good. Or you could be a niche creator, which you can still be respected in that niche, but you are going to be a little smaller as opposed to someone who's niche independent. Therefore, the choice is yours. You're the next DDG. Appreciate it. Guys, I remember DDG making vlogs, and vlogs are still good in 2026. However, many people have decided to go to Twitch because Twitch is where people are at. That's the new supposed meta for 2026. Going back the steps to start your YouTube and be consistent. Number one, we said you have to have stability. Number two is to think about what content you're gonna make. Think about whether if you're gonna be whether if you are gonna be the niche or whether if you're gonna be in a niche. And then number three, chat. Number three, you need to have a consequence. Meaning, if you say you're gonna post a video Mondays and Tuesdays and you miss a day, if you don't have a reasonable answer as to why you missed that day, you must have a consequence for your action. Also, it must be hard. For example, if you hate push-ups, make it push-ups. This will train your brain to to think, if I don't post content this day, if I'm not consistent, I have to do these push-ups. I hate doing push-ups, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm consistent. Next, once you're being consistent, keep on posting, keep on posting, keep on modifying. Go to your analytics. Keep on finding what works for you. You have to be consistent in this. Also, once you have the foundation, that's when you can go up a notch and you can start thinking about having a team. I would not recommend you even think about a team unless you have done 6 months of consistent work, whether if that's on YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram. You must be very consistent. If you haven't been consistent for 6 months, don't even think about having a team, having getting more stuff, buying more things for your content. No, you haven't earned it because you haven't been consistent. Also, I'm not talking about if you post 1 month, then you post another on the fourth month, and then you post another on the 6th month, and then you say that's consistent. That is not being consistent. Being consistent is it's not even posting every day either. Being consistent is, let's say you decide to post 2 times a week. That means every single day of the week, of those 2 days precisely, you should be posting until it hits 6 months. Once it hits 6 months, that is when you can decide to have a team, have editors, have clippers. When you were in the beginning of your YouTube journey or any journey in general, you must build the foundation first. Most people try to skip the foundation. They look at the surface level, see the people who's famous, and see the people who's rich, and they're like, oh, they want to get up there too. You can get up there once you built the foundation. Y'all don't see the foundation these people already have or that these people are building. You're not seeing it. You're not. You're not seeing it at all. And I would say the last step for starting a YouTube channel and being consistent is having a system. If you don't have a system in place, if you don't have a dedicated schedule, how do you expect to be consistent? Most people try to just wing a YouTube or just randomly try to post on YouTube. It's not going to work. You have to have a system because once you have a system, you can be more consistent, you know? So, for example, if your system is posting Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, that's a system. So that means you're going to post Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Post that consistently, and you'll be surprised at how far you can actually come in your life. It is insane because when you are consistent, you will actually realize that when you get to the point that you want to get to in life, you'll be like, dang, discipline really pays off. However, when you are being disciplined, when you are in the scenario, you don't realize how important it is until you reflect and you go back and you realize, dang, if it wasn't for me being disciplined, being consistent, I would have never got here in the first place. And this is what you need to understand about discipline. Discipline will help you in life. Now, the reason why most people don't want to be disciplined is because it's boring. Of course, it's supposed to be boring. It's not glamorous at all, but it pays off long term. The question isn't, can you make it? You can make it. The real question is, are you able to be disciplined long enough to make it? That is the question. Anyone can make it, but not everyone will, because most people, they don't want to sit in discipline. They don't want to sit in the uncomfortable realities of building a business. That is the real question. And once you answer that, you have to be consistent, even when it's silent, even when you're not having any big growth when it comes to YouTube. It will eventually happen if you stick to the plan, stick to your systems. It's okay if you don't feel like it some days, but you're gonna have to ignore your feelings, because if you solely rely on your feelings, then your chances of being consistent is low. You're not going to be consistent because 9 times out of 10, you're not going to feel like doing it. You're not. You're not going to feel like doing it. That's where discipline comes in. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter. So the question is now, how do you build consistency when no one is watching? Guys, you must learn how to work on yourself. You must learn how to give confidence. You must learn how to get confidence from within so that you can be consistent when no one is watching. You must rewire your brain to seek long-term gratification as opposed to short-term gratification. Oh, what's good? Tiber Arcatellis 736. What's good? But yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and end right here, and we will be live next week. Yeah, yeah, we're going to be live next week, either on Friday or Saturday. Or actually, we might go live tomorrow, so we'll see. I'll see you guys next time. Stay blessed, stay safe, and we'll see y'all in the next one.